2 hours from here. It's like 85 miles. As much as I'd love to just keep going in a bus all the way to Bryce Canyon, we're gonna turn left here, go up Zion Scenic Drive. But it's because we're driving through an ancient landslide. And if you look to the left, you can see a big peak called the Sentinel. And all of this material, all this dirt and rocks that we're driving through right now, came from there about 5,000 years ago. There's a massive landslide. If you look down the canyon, you can just see what I'm talking about. And scientists know what happened 5,000 years ago because, well, you probably heard of carbon dating, but this has to do with beryllium dating. Because when the landslide happened, it exposed all these rocks to the sunlight and cosmic rays for the first time. And so scientists use beryllium, because that comes from cosmic rays over time, to date the landslide, and they figured it happened about 4,800 to 5,000 years ago. And then once we get to the top of this, you'll notice that we will be driving through more of a flat area. That's because when this landslide happened, it caused a lake to form, the Virgin River being dammed up. And then at some point, the river broke through and all that lake water emptied out down through this canyon. Open, but only the Weeping Rock Trail is open and not the East Rim Trail or the Hidden Canyon Trail. I guess they're still working on clearing the debris from the rock wall. You'll see 3 prominent peaks. Those are called the Patriarchs, and in order, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's the name of our first stop here, the Courts of the Patriarchs. There's not much to do here besides a short overlook trail on the right-hand side where we stop. You could probably do it about 5 minutes round trip on the easy paved path. It goes to a nice overlook of those people. Here's stop number 4. Some bighorn sheep we've been seeing recently. I saw deer in my last loop, so just keep an eye out for those. But he was the first person to call this place Zion. Now, what does Zion mean to Mormon pioneers? It means a place of safety, a place of sanctuary, a sacred place. So locally, that kind of spread and just known among the locals as Zion Canyon or Little Zion. And it wasn't until 1872, so about a decade later, when John Wesley Powell came through. He was a famous surveyor and explorer. And he called this place Mukuntuweap Canyon, which is a Paiute word meaning long canyon or straight canyon. And so he called this place Mukuntuweap. So it kind of stayed Mukuntuweap until 1909, when it was called Mukuntuweap National Monument. And then for about 9 years, it was called that until the visiting park service director came through and just kind of found out that the locals never called it Mukuntuweap, and they called it Zion, and he kind of liked Zion, and so that's why there was a name change from Mukuntuweap National Monument to Zion National Monument in 1918, and then 1909 or 1919 took an act of Congress to change it to Zion National Park. We're almost to stop number 5. If you're planning to hike Emerald Pools, just know that there are 3 separate but interconnected trails. 2 of those trails begin here at stop 5, the Pools Trail and the Lower Pools Trail. And then the other trail is at stop 6, and it's called the Kayenta Trail. So you can go up one trail and down a different one. You can go up the same one and down the same one. It's up to you. Either way, it's about 2 miles. You go all the way up to the upper pools and back down. Also the West Rim Trail, which is a 16-mile trail that goes all the way up to Lava Point. But that's also the same trail you take for Angel's Landing. So the first 2 miles get you to Scouts Lookout, and then you take the half-mile trail to Angel's Landing from that point. But you do need a permit to hike Angel's Landing, so just have those ready. There's usually a ranger up there checking. Also, the Grotto Trail is at stop number 6, and that's the trail on our right-hand side. It's about a half mile, and it leads between the grotto and the lodge. Over the bridge to our left-hand side. This is stop 6, the grotto. It's that big tower where just the very, very top is illuminated by sunlight. The East Mesa Trailhead. Heading back this way. If you look to your left, you can see Angel's Landing from this eastern vantage point. It's that big, sheer, flat rock wall. Kind of half in the shadow, half in the light right here. To the very top, it's 1,434 feet.